Hi there, my name is DarrenDOG from darrendog.com. I want to share with you a technique for managing addictive urges and mental obsessions, fixations, and also for handling very stressful or intense situations. It's highly effective if you apply it, and I've used it extensively myself over 25 years and in a mental health context with great effect. Now, you will still need to apply yourself to bringing change, but certainly this technique will help make life much easier, hopefully. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to look around for a small object that you are able to pick up. It can be a pen, a mug, glasses case, anything. Something that is you're able to pick up easily and it's not going to be too large in your field of vision. Something of a reasonable size. Have you got something? Okay. Now I want you to hold it up and focus on it. Oh. Okay. So I'm focusing on this pen. If you can see that there. No, you can't. So I'm going to make it closer. Whoa. Really close. Okay, so I'm focusing on the pen. So while you are focusing on the object, what happens to everything else in your field of view? While you're focusing on the object, everything else kind of blurs, merges together a bit, doesn't it? Okay. Now, what's important in your field of view while you are focusing on the object? What's important? The object, what's clear, what stands out. Well, what's clear and what stands out is the object and maybe the tip of your hand. But while you are focusing on the object, everything else is equally unimportant, isn't it? It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if there's people, grass, sky, objects, doesn't matter. Everything is equal to everything else when you are focused on the object. Even if there's people there, there's no way they can be any more important or less important than the grass or the sky or the dog that they're walking with. So, we choose what to make important out of a blurry sea of equal unimportance with the power of our focus and the resultant attention. Just in the same way as you can choose to look at a cloud in the sky and just choose one over the others to make it more important. Why, they're all equally important. Now here's what's interesting about that exercise, is that you are not born able to focus on objects like this. Let's do it again, focus on the object. So while I'm focusing on the object, even the phone with the device on it is equal to the rest of the stuff in the background. There's no way anything can be more important than anything else while I am focusing on this. So we weren't born able to do that. You were born perceiving all that blurry stuff. It's called undifferentiated perception. Perception that isn't broken down into any bits. You were born with it, where nothing was more important than anything else, until you learned by watching your parents and your peers. You learned how to make something important out of a sea of equal unimportance, or equal importance with your focus. Now the thing is, it doesn't just apply to objects, it applies to ideas. It applies to memories. And what happens when we focus is it takes something of ours to focus, and we call it attention. Attention. Now, let's imagine for a moment that before you right now, there was the object of your fear, or the memory you're fixated on, or the judgment of yourself you're fixated on. If it was before you as an object on the table, all your negative judgments about yourself, they were there as objects. these conclusions you've drawn. Ideas that others have tried to make important to you by bombarding you with them. They're there on the table as well. And also alcohol, cannabis, powders and pills aplenty, games console, pornography. As when I've done this exercise with people before, my favourite reaction anyone ever had was, well, hey, there's a party happening. Yeah, well, if it wasn't for those fixated thoughts that we put on the table first, then, you know, maybe it would be. And maybe actually we're using the party substances to handle those thoughts that we're fixated on and those judgments of past events that we're fixated on, all with the power of attention. Now you imagine chocolate, alcohol, substances on that table before you. At certain times in your life, there would have been attention between you and it, especially if you've got a sloppy relationship with it, like alcohol or tobacco or other addictive substances, caffeine even. If you've ever tasted addiction like I have, you'll know all too well about that tension. Attention is definitely there. Even if it's chocolate and you want less, you want to be eating less chocolate, but oh, there's that tension there, the chocolate's on the table. That's attention, and it seeks to make something more important than other things. It's a very powerful, powerful thing, attention. And the more we fixate on something, and the more we make it important out of an unimportance, the more we can charge that tension with it and make it a gigantic thing that we're wrestling with, whether it's an idea, a judgment, a memory, or an addiction. So that tension can only happen when our attention is taken, which means it only happens when we're focusing on something. That other perception thing that we did, you know, if you focus on that, focus on the object, whatever it is, and then when everything is equal around the object, slowly drop the object and see if you can remain in that perception where nothing is any more important than anything else until you choose to make it so by moving to engage, by moving to engage. There cannot be the tension of addiction, fixation, and the negative emotions that go with them if there's no attention there. The other stuff, that kind of, what we're left in when we're not focusing is we're left in awareness. It's awareness. So from awareness, something can catch your attention, and then you focus on it, be it an object, an idea, or whatever. The Toltecs, my teachers, my lineage, would say that to master your attention is really what it's all about. Because you've only got so much attention, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for your finite life. And are you in charge of what has your attention? Very precious thing. To help you decide what is important in a sea of equal unimportance. So if you are struggling to find your path in all of this, and your path in life, or if you're struggling with addiction, fixation, or even emotional overload with stressful situations, use this technique where literally start with objects. Do it by yourself at first, but really this is not a technique. This is really a form of an open-eyed meditation technique, because loads of people can tap into feeling blissful with their eyes closed and breathing still without any stimulus, without any tension. But we go through life with our eyes open. And yes, closed eye meditation can help you when you're going through life. But what about those situations that are just a bit too much? That's where this open-eyed technique comes in. And what you can do is, at first you will need an object to focus on. But really the stage you want to get to is you want to be able to practice just being able to drop into that gaze. In one breath, drop into the gaze where this is an equal, undifferentiated field I'm in until I choose where I will move and what feeling will go with it, rather than fixated, can't take my mind off it, can't take my attention off it, I'm fixated, can't take my mind off it, keep coming back to it like a magnet. Use this technique every time. It will work. It works every time to dissolve and break tension. But you are going to have to re-engage with the world again. You're going to have to refocus. And so the point of the technique is to use that moment where there's no tension and nothing's important to choose what you want to make important and what you want to do. So even if there's somebody standing in front of you screaming in your face, even if the vice is right before you, offered by somebody, even though you've been dry for a few days, doesn't matter. You can use this technique even if it's right under your nose. Boom. A surrendered gaze. A relaxed gaze. Instantly, all tension drops, even if they're raging right in front of you. That was where I mastered this technique, when I was being bullied at work and had some giant guy screaming in my face. That was where I mastered this technique and found out it will work anywhere. And you can enter an ocean of calm and stillness in any situation, with any vice, to buy a moment to choose again. This is what the Toltecs would call the cubic centimetre of chance, which is you can get a moment where the energies are just right for you to make that change, do that thing. Just a moment. And that's what this technique will buy you in moments of trial, test, or fixation. It will buy you a moment to choose something different. So practice, just to recap, practice with an object in front of you. And then practice lowering the object and staying in the gaze. Now what you'll find is that your eyes will want to focus. They will try to snap back onto things at first. It takes a lot of practice to get them to be in a relaxed, open-eyed state like I'm trying to demonstrate. Now it takes time because your eyes are going to want to focus. They're going to snap onto things. That's fine. Just go back to the technique. Now one thing I've found that can help make it easier to hold the gaze while you're practicing getting centered, because that's what it'll do. This technique will really bring you present. It'll really make you centered, because when you're not engaging in the world with your vision and perception, there's nowhere to be but right here in your body, breathing. Nothing's important around you. I'm going to move in a moment. I will choose where and how. Getting into that state, it takes practice. So I've found breathing, either imagining you're breathing in through your head, through the top of your head, or imagine you're breathing into your back. So imagine you're breathing into the top of your head and down your back, or breathing into your back. Both of these are very effective for helping you stay present in the body and not refixate on the thing again. It'll help extend that moment for you to choose, and to extend that moment for you to be able to enjoy there being no tension, no fixation, no obsession, no pull, no judgment. I hope you can practice with that and get a handle on it. It is a native state in all of us. We've all tasted the state because in a way we were born in it, and it's just about not doing the stuff that we learned, which is the focusing and then all the loading up of attention and thoughts that follow that focusing. When we release the focus, everything else changes. If you think about it in a way, the world is very much about how you interpret things. And perception and interpretation are not the same thing. There is a moment when perception becomes interpretation. Like, it takes a moment for you to be able to even name the things in the room around you, but it seems instantaneous that you know what they are. It's not instantaneous. There's a process between perception and interpretation, and this technique takes you to the part of mind that sits in between the two. It gets you in between the moment of perception and the moment of interpretation. And at the moment, all addiction, all obsession, all fixation, all judgment of past memories, past events, all the rest of it are all based on interpretation, not the perception itself. This will short circuit that, and it can really put your feet on the path to freedom, I hope. It's really served me well over the last 25 years. I hope you can find some use from it as well. Thank you for your time and attention. This is Darren DOG, darrendog.com.